Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Royal Sussex Live. Olivia Johnson, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being first. And Connie Bomber. Welcome, Connie Bomber. And Robert Collins. Welcome. Okay, let me get my slides up. You all. There was so much, but I may have to come back later because there was so much today. And I feel like I'm missing some essential things. And I didn't want to keep you all waiting. So I said, well, let me just put her out there and at least get started. So, but yeah, there was just so much today. Okay. Now, I got that, that, and that. So we're good to go. Oh, Hmm. One more thing. The Andrea Doria. Yeah. Okay. All right. This thing, no, it be tripping. Okay. All right. I got to figure out how to cut that off. All right. And is that the one I want? Only on Royal Sussex does something like Andrea Doria comes up in conversation. Um, I could make anything work, though. You know that. I can make anything work. All right. There we go. Got it. All right. Slides are coming up. Uh oh. I'm still here. I'm sorry. I'm still here. I'm just, oh my God. Well, okay. Booyah. There it is. All right. So, did anything interesting happen today? Oh, something interesting happens every day. Okay. All right. There we go. Slides are ready. So, needless to say, WTF is a monumental understatement. Meghan Markle needs to speak loud in defense of Kate Middleton after family photo crisis. Y'all know that they are trying to divert attention away from whatever. I cannot believe this photograph has taken off. I knew it was a big story. And when it first happened, you all remember how I kept saying, this is bad, this is bad, this is bad. I can't believe this, this is bad. I had no idea that it would graduate into this international phenom that it has become. Even local news stations across the US are talking about Photogate. This is like um, some of you all are not old enough to remember Watergate, but this is kind of taken on a modern day Watergate type of thing. It is like it's huge. It's huge. It has gone to heights that I didn't see coming at all. And the thing is, well, we'll get into it. Let me continue here. Okay. Wow, so a lot of y'all just entered the chat. Novi D, hi. Novi D, hello. Joan Garcia, Cassie Banks, Karen M. Hey, Karen. Michelle S. All right. That's scammy. That's scammy. But if you like to use the letter U, that's fine. but we usually say Scammy or Scamantha. Hey, Big Mama. Ooh, y'all got some language. You all got some language. Elaine Parker. Oh, Elaine Parker, thank you so much for the super sticker and welcome to Royal Sussex. Okay, let's see if we can get through this in an hour and then I'll come back later if there's anything else significant to talk about. How's that? And Charlotte B, thank you so much for the super sticker and thank you so much for being here. And as always, thank you for watching Royal Sussex. All right, lovely. Let's get on with it. Okay, so the judge backs Meghan. As a matter of fact, you won't believe that, well, you probably can tell from the graphics that this comes from the Daily Fail. It's as though they're in a celebratory mood. I wonder why. Hey, Church Nelly. Okay, so Meghan Markle wins legal victory against sister Samantha in U.S. judge rules statements Duchess made about her childhood in Netflix and Oprah interview were substantially true, which means somebody's going to have to substantially come up with some money to pay for some lawyer fees. They have something that they call the SLAPP law. And I think that's spelled with two P's, the SLAPP law, but we'll get into that later. But yeah, I don't know. Somebody's going to have to move out of their prefabricated home on wheels. Yeah, somebody's going to have to give up some property because there are some, well, potentially there are some lawyer bills to pay. We'll see how that goes. We don't want to get ahead of things. Let's see. Baron, forget that other ship, more like the Titanic and the Hindenburg blimp. Oh, the humanity, right? Oh, the humanity. All those people, oh, the humanity. Terrible day for Meghan's bullies. The case was dismissed without prejudice. It means that the plaintiff is barred from bringing the same lawsuit or claim again in the future. The court has made a final judgment on the merits of the case, and the matter is considered resolved. Case closed. It is resolved. That is the end of the road for Samantha. That is the end of the road. Breaking, Meghan Markle scores legal victory against sister Samantha as judge dismissed defamatory lawsuit. A judge dismissed Samantha Markle's defamation. I'm sorry, Samantha Rasmussen. Wait a minute, how many names did she have? Well, anyway, defamation suit against her sister Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. The judge said that Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, or Princess Meghan, as we say, comments in her Netflix series with Prince Harry and in their interview with Oprah Winfrey were true. The judge's decision spares the Duchess of Sussex, that looks 22, from trial, which was set to take place in November, and now it's not. Oh, my wicked laugh. It was, and now it isn't. So let me see. Where do I have that? Okay. Why don't we do that first? I made a little short video that I'm going to post later, but I'll let you preview it now. This way, when I post this little small video, you all can share it if you like amongst friends. If you need to explain it to someone, courtesy of the Daily Beast, here goes. Samantha Markle's defamation lawsuit against her half-sister Meghan Markle has been dismissed by a Florida district court judge with prejudice after a failure to produce statements that could support a claim for defamation. It was the third time that Samantha, 59, had tried to bring the case, claiming that Meghan defamed her when she told Oprah Winfrey during a bombshell 2021 interview with Prince Harry that she grew up as an only child and didn't have a significant relationship with Samantha. Samantha complained that Meghan cast her as an opportunist and damaged her reputation and credibility. Samantha, who is Meghan's half-sister from Father Thomas Markle's first marriage, alleged that Meghan exposed her to humiliation, shame, and hatred on a worldwide scale and pursued a false rags-to-royalty narrative claiming childhood hardship which destroyed her reputation. Samantha, who suffers from multiple sclerosis and uses a wheelchair, was seeking $75,000 in damages. Previous attempts to sue Meghan for defamation were thrown out in 2022 and 2023 when a judge ruled, as a reasonable listener would understand it, defendant merely expresses an opinion about her childhood and her relationship with her half-siblings. Thus, the court finds that defendant's statement is not objectively verifiable or subject to empirical proof. On Monday, dismissing and closing the case permanently, U.S. District Court Judge Charlene Edwards Honeywell ruled that Samantha had failed to identify any statements that could support a claim for defamation or defamation by implication. Yes. Thank you, Your Honor, Charlene Edwards Honeywell, for doing what should have been done. Something that was anyway. I like Charlene. Charlene Edwards Honeywell. I like her. Oh wow. Is this true that perhaps she, let me see, senior judge of the United States District Court for the Middle District of Florida? And it appears as though, it looks like she was confirmed by the Senate, right? I mean, she is a federal judge and they do have to go through that confirmation. So that means that she has unimpeachable credentials. Do you hear me? Unimpeachable credentials. And she knows what she's talking about. That's what I'm trying to say. Sister girl is on it. All right. Okay. I'm here for it. Oh man. Okay, you're gonna love this. Hold on a second. Let me bring up something. Let me put this back over here. You could go ahead and check out that timeline while I do this. I don't need that. Getting rid of that. Give me just a second. Ladies and gentlemen, meet Judge Charlene Edwards Honeywell. Yes, meet Judge Charlene Edwards. That's the judge, y'all. That's Charlene Edwards Honeywell. And that's the judge that decided to throw this case out with prejudice so that it will never be brought up again. So if you thank you, Judge Honeywell, from the federal district in Florida. I guess that's case closed. I think so. So let it be written. So let it be done. Please let Samantha have been in court that day when they were told to stand up. Well, when they were told that the judge was coming, and Judge Honeywell walked in. Please let her have been in court that day, please. Oh, you remember that? Here comes the judge. Here comes the judge. Wasn't that on some old variety show or something like that? Here comes the judge. Here comes the judge. I can't remember where I heard that before, but I do recall that. Judge Charlene looks like she would slap Samantha and her. I knew that you would enjoy this, Black Queen. I knew you would enjoy this. That's why I said, let me. When I heard the name, I had a feeling. I said, let me look up Judge Honeywell because I got the feeling. Yeah. Oh, baby, baby, I got the feeling. Huh. Hi. I got the feeling. Huh. And so, in honor of Judge Charlene Honeywell, Edwards Honeywell, shall we? Shall we? Here goes. Okay. And I'm going to play this without prejudice. How's that? Hello, Ivy here. Hello, Ivy. Girl, the Duchess of Sussex won. Meet me at the Royal Sussex party. Nelly's gonna be there. All right, Ivy out. You know what? I have not come down from my high yet. As you know, I. Oh, and that's the name of that tune. You know, I made that for the last time, or was it the first time that our Duchess had a big win? And, well, so it wasn't actually for birthdays, it was for every time we win a lawsuit. So, hello, Ivy here. So there you go. There you go. Oh, really? Oh, really? CNN now is saying they are going to go back and review everything from the royal family. Oh, that is the best news I've heard since Meghan just won this lawsuit without prejudice. So take a look at the timeline, you guys. March 2022, Samantha files a defamation suit in Florida. May 2022, Meghan's lawyer responds calling the claims demonstrably false and argued that the Duchess of Sussex comments were non-actionable, and that was the opinion of this lawyer. And then in June, an initial motion dismissed by Meghan's a motion to dismiss by Meghan's team was dismissed by Tampa judge. You know how Florida is. And then in February, Samantha's legal team filed a motion asking judge to compel Harry and Meghan to testify under oath. Now that's what they were hoping, was to get some disclosure going so that they can go through all kind of documents and text messages and all that kind of stuff. And of course, one of the big prizes would have been if they could somehow pull Oprah into it and all that kind of stuff. And then by March of 2023, Charlene Edwards Honeywell, a federal judge, dismissed the lawsuit once again, ruling that it would be impossible to decipher if Meghan's comments were false. And then by April of 2023, Samantha's team once again filed an amended lawsuit. And then in November of 2023, Judge Honeywell, Judge Honeywell, that Judge Honeywell said, you know what? This is not going to go your way. But anyway, let me see. I'm sorry. What did it say? Judge Honeywell set the date for a civil trial with Meghan's latest motion to be dismissed still pending. Well, it's dismissed. It is over and done with, never to be seen or heard from again. By the way, please make sure you hit those like buttons, and please do consider supporting Royal Sussex with a membership. Memberships start as low as $4.99 to help support Royal Sussex. Okay. Now, let me see. Was this it? Yes. Okay. This is not exactly for Judge Honeywell, but it should be. Oh, man. Woo! Okay. Yeah, $4.99 could either get you a membership to Royal Sussex or get one of those new Timu wigs for scamming. Samantha. I tell you, with all the technology out there, why anybody wears a bad wig is beyond me, but they still do it. Oh man. Okay. So there you go. The derangers are going insane. All they are left with is fake pics of their queen bones. Thank you, Lady Bird. Well, you know, one thing is that when you have nothing left of bones but bones, you got to pick them clean. You got to get all that gristle off of it. Any place where there might be some flavor, you got to just take your teeth and rake it out. Oh, man. Oh, really? Let's see, Baron. The young professor did say this case was going to go like this. Yeah, you know, unfortunately, in the United States, we live in the most litigious society in the world. We are constantly involved in lawsuits and such. If you, as an American, have not been a part of a class action suit, are you really an American? I don't know how many times I have been sitting there minding my business, and all of a sudden, I get a letter or something like that that says there's been a class action lawsuit. If you have ever done this or if you ever been there, you may have been discriminated against. And the next thing you know, you got a check coming once a month or something like that. So, yeah, we are a very litigious society, and it's not unusual for people to bring bogus lawsuits. But the merits of the case was weak, and it collapsed, and that is the end of it. unless she has to come up with some legal fees. So this order makes no ruling on attorney fees under federal anti-SLAPP statute, which defendant indicates she will move for upon dismissal. Meaning, meaning Meghan, being the defendant, will move for upon dismissal. So in all likelihoods, Meghan is going to seek uh, what do you call it, restitution for the legal fees. And if that's the case, just imagine how much a Beverly Hills lawyer costs these days. Meghan has some of the best legal representation that you can find. So our Duchess is going to have those legal fees paid. Somebody's got to pay them. And when I say somebody, I mean Samantha. So remember, there are winners and losers in this world, but Meghan Markle wins defamation lawsuit brought by her half-witted half-sister, Samantha. Let's see. Baron, did you see this Poison Island headline yesterday? King Charles snatches. Yes, but you know, that's from one of those, what do you call it? That's from one of those channels where they use the automated mechanical thing. It doesn't mean anything. And even if that were the case, Harry is not interested in being a regent or anything else for that matter. So I didn't think much of it. If that was really something that was a big story, that would be the perfect thing for them to use so that people wouldn't look at, what's her name? Kate. So I don't think it's a real story. I don't think the story has much merit to it. So until we see something more official than just that one thing, then I wouldn't worry about it. I doubt if that particular news source would be privileged to information like that before, say, the Telegraph or something like that. So I wouldn't worry about it. Plus, it's nothing that Harry wants anyway. And it just seems like one of those things that they would use just to distract people. But thank you so much for your super chat. Let's see, Black Queen, 21 months membership. Holy moly. Let's see, Baron Judge C told Scammy to take several wheelchairs instead of seats out of her courtroom. Yes, big wheel keep on turning. Proud Scammy keeps on burning. Rolling, hoo-hoo, rolling back to Florida. Thank you, Black Queen. But yes, take several chairs and get out of here. Be gone with you. I just wanted to take a little trip back, if you don't mind. Judge ruled Meghan Markle doesn't have to turn over private emails with Oprah to half sister in bitter court war for now. And that's what they wanted. They wanted some discovery. They were hoping to get information about Oprah and just about anything else. If they would have gotten access to that, you know, a lot of times during discovery, they can find stuff that you couldn't possibly have thought was important at the time. I mean, there's things that you could say instantly off the top of your head, well, I don't want them looking at this or that. But during discovery, it's like pulling at a very long and very strong thread. And it just gets people into a whole bunch of stuff that you would rather have private, even if it's nothing to do with the lawsuit. Suddenly, they'll find something or some way to make a big deal out of it. So it's best to avoid that whenever possible. And thank God the judge said no. This baseless and absurd lawsuit is just a continuation of a pattern of disturbing behavior. We will give it the minimum attention necessary. which is all it deserved, Meghan's lawyer said when the lawsuit was filed. Lawyers for the two were in court this week, and this is all past tense, of course, where the judge appeared to be siding with Meghan. You see there, from the very start, it was going in Meghan's favor. And you know what they say, when you're winning, keep your mouth shut, right? So during the hearing, he told Samantha's lawyer he was struggling. Now the judge, this was the what do you call it? The court, the civil judge, not the court of appeals. But anyway, this was that first layer of legal stuff. During the hearing, he told Samantha's lawyer he was struggling to see how Meghan's comments defamed Samantha. But being Florida, and Florida is really a bad luck state. My apologies to anybody who's in Florida, but if I could just swap, oh gosh, what would I take in place of Florida? I can think of a few places, but if somebody wanted Florida, if we could just like sever at the state border and sail it away from, I would easily give up Florida and I'd take Cuba. I'll take Cuba. Give us Cuba and let Florida set it adrift. Or Puerto Rico. It's already pretty much a state. Give us Puerto Rico and they could take Florida. The case was taken under advisement and no ruling has been made yet. So it wasn't looking good for Scammy in the first place, and now it's done. So goodbye. And of course, Meghan Markle's biggest troll is her half-sister, Samantha. Ellie Hall, who can talk out of both sides of her mouth. Sometimes she seems like she's cool, but then other times she has been horrible. Let me see. A BuzzFeed News investigation shows that Samantha's Twitter account has posted conspiracy theories about Meghan. The Duchess half-sister denied all claims and threatened to sue BuzzFeed News. So there have been a lot of people that have accused, Sammy of being very, very conspiratorial against her sister, plotting and scheming against Meghan day and night, night and day, in a way that is so disturbing, so hurtful, because on the one hand, she's on television talking about uniting the family and writing books and cashing in. And on the other hand, it seems as though away from the cameras, away from prying eyes, that she has been carrying out this vendetta against Meghan for being happy and successful. That's the only way that you can look at it, is that they're Church Nelly, I am not effing with you today. I just opened up that link you posted. I just opened up that link you posted. How dare you? Oh, I didn't know that that's what happened to Laura from Little House on the Prairie. This seems more like Dynasty than Little House on the Prairie. And imagine all that dust that chair is kicking up on the way down to the creek. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and put this on the community tab. Thank you, Church Nelly. For the visual. Okay, I just put it on the community tab. So whenever you want to see it, whenever you want to celebrate today, you need only go over there for inspiration, courtesy of Church Nelly. All right. Did I miss anything? Oh, okay, we're good. We're good. Please don't forget to hit those thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. And if you don't like today's Royal Sussex, do the thumb down. There's no such thing as bad engagement. I promise you. I will not be hurt by that. Curse the day you ever switched on Royal Sussex. And then, of course, Thomas Markle proves how profitable a relative can be, which was let me see. Oh, yeah, that was a BuzzFeed. Thomas Markle and Samantha Markle have been accused of selling out Meghan to the tabloids, Kensington Palace, and Meghan and Harry would be well advised to make nice. Now, that part I don't care for. Be well advised to make nice. Make nice for what? So that they could use your kindness and faith against you? Nah, that's okay. Better to handle those people with a very long handle spoon. And there they are. There they are on a road to nowhere. And there's a Thomas Markle Jr. If you guys have ever wondered what a Thomas Markle Jr. looks like, that's him on the far right side there. That is what they refer to as a Thomas Markle Jr. If you thought that old Love Chunks there on the left was a big crappy mess, you need to take a look at Thomas Markle Jr., which for some reason is, what do you call it, mentioning me on his channel. I don't understand it. I have nothing to do with him, but for some reason he seems to think that we're buddy-buddy or something. As a matter of fact, where is it? There we go. Thomas.
Thomas, I wanted to ask you about these vile individuals who refer to themselves as the Sussex Squad.
So I come to my dad's house and start going through it, and I look on YouTube.
Wait a minute. You went to your dad's house and you started going through it. What in the world were you doing at your dad's house and you were going through it? Now, I know, of course, that this had to do when his father had another alleged medical emergency. But according to him, he was at his dad's house and he was I'm not ransacking, that's the wrong word. He was going through it. I don't know why I said ransack, but he was going through it. Not turning it over, not rummaging through drawers and cabinets and lifting up couch cushions. He wasn't doing any of that stuff. He was doing what you call going through it. He was going through. Now, let him continue. I'd rather you hear it in his own words.
And start going through it, and I look on YouTube, and my God, I see the Sussex Squad and the Royal Sussex page on YouTube and the things they post, and that's where I found that disgusting video making fun of my father just because he's going to the Jubilee. I mean, and if you look on the Royal Sussex page on YouTube, you're going to see exactly whose it is. It's definitely Meghan Markle. And if it's not her personally, she's definitely paying somebody to do it.
I think we had about 3,000 people in the live that day that he accused me of being Meghan Markle. He accused me of being Meghan Markle of the Sausage Squad. I have never been part of the Sausage Squad. Now, if you're looking for a member of the Sausage Squad, you'd have to start looking for one of the fans of the pulled pork sandwich. I'm pretty sure that he's a member of the sausage squad, but don't look at me. Look for the pulled pork sandwich. It's something about pulled pork sandwiches and sausage squads that seem to go hand in hand. No pun intended. I just heard myself say that, hand in hand. Oh well, let me move on. Now it's starting to get weird. And of course, pretty soon, you know, with age, Thomas Markle Jr. is going to take on the same characteristics of his dad. He is going to turn into a North American Yeti, a hairy beast that is seen roaming the woods and forests of North America as far north as Nova Scotia and Hudson Bay, and as far south as the Redwood Forest. There has been sightings of the Yeti, and you can tell that the Yeti blood is there. All you need to do is take notice of that very awkward dip in Thomas Markle Sr.'s knee. That is a telltale sign of the Yeti. Yeah, roaming. They've never seen one in Mexico until Thomas Markle moved there. I'm just saying, you never see them in the same place at the same time. Okay, so let's get to this photo, shall we? Church Nelly, I am afraid to look. I'm afraid to look, but here goes. Oh, for your eyes only. I remember that scene. I remember that one. Thank you, Church Nelly. I remember that one. I see you're in a good mood today. We ought to have Meghan win against these bogus lawsuits more often. It seems to make everybody's spirit rise. Okay. Again, don't forget to thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Please make sure you support Royal Sussex. Thumbs up. As a matter of fact, support the entire Sussex-friendly universe. Keep these Sussex-friendly spaces going. So on days like today, we can have a real sense of community. Oh, no. Oh. Okay. You all, I got to get moving here because, oh, no. I'm telling you guys, I got to get moving because people are having so much fun on social media right now. And whilst I am having fun with you all, while I am having fun with you all, I kind of want to see this other stuff that's going on. Ooh, y'all, somebody put out a video. Somebody put out a video today. I am going to just say this about the video. I can't share it with you, but somebody put out a video today. And I mean to tell you, they have all kind of ideas about Kate's situation. Okay, girl. Oh, I got to play this one for you all. I got to play this one. Let me grab this first. Let me grab this. I'm not going to ever finish today. I am never going to finish. I'm just, oh man, where did that go? Okay. No worries. I can handle this. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to hit the like button. Don't forget to hit that like button. Like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. Okay, that didn't work out like I thought it would. Give me just a second. I think you will rather enjoy this. Let me grab this. Okay. It's an explanation about photography from none other than the Princess of Wales. Depending on who you ask, is one of the most prolific photographers of the 21st century. And you are going to get a good explanation as to why people have been saying this about her photography. Okay, give me a second. It's coming up. Just want to make sure you have the proper visuals. Okay, and I'm ready. I had some dreams, they were clouds in my coffee.
I think one of the fantastic things about photography is really capturing that moment. So it's not stage setting it, it's not setting it up perfectly. I think one of the fantastic things about photography is really capturing that moment. So it's not stage setting it, it's not setting it up perfectly. I think one of the fantastic things about photography is really capturing that moment. So it's not stage setting it, it's not setting it up perfectly. I think one of the fantastic things about photography is really capturing that moment. So it's not stage setting it, it's not setting it up perfectly.
Now you heard her, the expert photographer. You know what, guys? This is what I'm going to say right now in reference to the photo. Now, Kate has had an amazing reputation for her photography, right? People used to say that if Kate were not the future queen, that she would have this amazing career as a professional photographer, right? Which doesn't make sense, which just doesn't make sense that she would do all of those hijinks with that photo, given the fact that she's supposed to be so good. But time and time again, we have seen these photos coming from the royal family that seem to have been worked over by some amateur person, photographer, like someone's cousin or someone's friend who took some photos while you were out one night and went home still buzzing from whatever beverages. And then they tried to post those things on social media. And whilst they were preparing them, they started editing the photos, right? In other words, it looked like some drunkard was using Photoshop and just didn't know what they were doing. Not Kate, the professional photographer, but they say Kate is really good when it comes to photography. So if she's that good, how could something like that have happened? I ask you. How could something like that happen? Because Kate is a great photographer. By the way, Bell, thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you, as always, for supporting Royal Sussex. Greatly appreciate your donation. So, Kate, the great photographer, how could she make a mistake like that? Well, you know what? I don't think it was her mistake. I think that someone took notice of our Duchess, the Duchess of Sussex, connecting with all those people in Texas. Let me tell you all something. I know I'm not supposed to call it a royal tour, but if they were still part of that institution as senior royals, everything that happened in Texas seemed like just another day in the lives of the Duke and Duchess of Sussex during the time of Queen Elizabeth II, when they were called upon to go to South Africa or to go to the Oceania tour. It was very much like that. And the first time that they got nervous about the Sussex's ability was when they went to New York. Is this a royal tour or not? What are they doing in New York? Why are they rolling out the red carpet for them? And another time when they got really nervous was when they went to Dusseldorf for the 1 year countdown to the Invictus Games, Dusseldorf. Did they use a government jet? How are they getting back? I mean, they were having a fit. They rolled out the red carpet at the town hall. They signed the same book that Queen Elizabeth signed when she went to Dusseldorf. It was everything that a British royal would do on an official engagement for Her Majesty the Queen, except they were acting as just Meghan and Harry doing their usual humanitarian and philanthropy and the Invictus Games. But they're so regal, they're so loved, they are so perfect in the role that they have that it's really the palace's loss, it's the royal family's loss. It's Britain's loss, to be honest with you. And they will never admit how badly they acted against Harry and Meghan, and they will never admit how much they lost. You're going to hear one of those royal rodents say it in the future on some little obscure documentary. Well, you know, we can't really gauge how much we lost, and you have lost. You just can't admit it right now because that protection racket known as the British tabloid media will not allow you to admit failure. They won't recognize that failure, maybe not even in our lifetime, but it was a failure and they really did miss out. Lisa D, thank you so much for being a member, and also thank you for the super sticker. So, where was I going with this? The photo. The reason why they rushed that photo out is because of the extraordinary weekend that Harry and Meghan had in Texas. That's it. They rushed that photo out for Mother's Day to try to take a bit of that momentum away from Harry and Meghan, because Meghan began to speak about how she had been abused on social media. And they didn't want that to happen. They didn't want that to happen because the last thing they want, you see, they had thought they successfully had shouted Meghan and Harry down by calling them moaners and complainers and such. Meanwhile, Harry and Meghan are just doing the work. It was necessary for a documentary, for an interview, for a book, and anything else that could help them tell their side of the story. Because the odds have been stacked up against the Sussexes for so long, because you have a huge machine, the British tabloid media. You have the British royal family working against a blood royal, Prince Harry, and his wife, our Princess Meghan, and their children. Day after day after day, they have been trying to shift public opinion. But because of the weight of the characters of Harry and Meghan, because of the weight of their personality, because of the integrity of their work, they have been unable to steal their thunder. The Sussexes are still roaring on with their work and raising their family and creating generational wealth for the future, in spite of everything that has been working against them. They have still triumphed. And seeing Meghan on the stage with Katie Couric and what's her name? all the other ones that was up there. How could I forget her name? And I'm looking at her face right now. Brooke Shields and the wonderful moderator they had. It was a great panel, and to see Meghan up there holding her own with some amazing women, they could not have that because remember they have that mediocre Middleton that they have been trying to elevate into this legendary status, so legendary that not one person sent flowers to the hospital. There was no vigils, no prayer circles, nothing. The only thing that they got in return was people saying, gosh, it would be nice if I could just go to the hospital and see a doctor. What must that be like to be able to have enough power and influence and money to just pick and choose when I can go and what I can get done? That's what they got. They didn't get the outpouring of affection that they were hoping for. But yeah, that photo was meant to slow the momentum of the Duchess of Sussex, less people should actually hear her story. Lizzie 34, thank you so much for the super sticker and thank you for being a member of Royal Sussex. I'm glad you're here. Greatly appreciate it. Yeah, so that was it. There's no other like thing there except they wanted to make sure that they could somehow slow down our Duchess before people actually paid attention to what was going on. Let's see here. There we go. Take that away. But yeah, they could not have this. They could not have this. When they saw this coming, they came up with a plan. They came up with a plan to try to get a handle on it before things got too far out of hand. And so that evening, what was it, Saturday evening, someone started fooling around with those photos at the, I don't know, Kensington Palace is what they said. No, it was at Adelaide Cottage. Someone took some photos and started layering piece after piece after piece to try to get the attention away from Meghan. Not necessarily on the others, but away from Meghan. That was crucial because Meghan had demonstrated that once again, how popular and powerful she is. And they couldn't have that. So that, yes, Black Queen, winning, absolutely winning. And the others, well, we know how they are. I think that they, let's see, how would we describe the others? I know.
Bitter. And, somebody needs to say it. Bitter. Bitter.
The others are just bitter. Lizzie 34, thank you so much for the super sticker. And thank you as always for watching Royal Sussex and for being a member of Royal Sussex. Greatly appreciate it. Okay. Big Mama says, but why didn't they just post the original picture? That's a good question. With 17 easily identified mistakes on that photo, it's almost as though there was a cry for help, or maybe someone was trying to deliberately embarrass Kate Middleton. It's hard to say. There's analytics that goes with a YouTube live video, and I believe you could actually see a peak in traffic for that event, right? So, but the person who runs or operates the channel, they're the ones who have access to that information. Now, there may be some other way to sort that out, but I can guarantee you that during that first day, and probably for the entire time of the South by Southwest, you would probably see the line peak when it came to the panel that Meghan was a part of. I'm sure of that. Remember, they said there was 3 levels of people uh, trying to get their way in to see Meghan that day. 3 levels of people is the way they put it. Let me see here. Do I have that? Yeah, I was trying to find that one that one little where I think I played that one where all of those people were lining up trying to get in, but I don't think I properly labeled it because I wasn't expected to show it again. So I don't have that handy, but yeah, there were all those people clamoring to get in there to see our Duchess. And that is not it. Okay, well, no matter. I cannot find it, but yes, that was like a little indication of how busy it was. Now, take a look here. Meghan Markle needs to speak loud in defense of Kate Middleton after family photo crisis. Kate Middleton has apologized for confusing fans after releasing an edited picture of herself and her 3 children. And it seems she could find an ally in Meghan Markle. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to laugh. I'm sorry. But it seems she could find an ally in Meghan Markle. As if. As flipping if. You know, there are several incidents that I could think of where I could say, nah, you had your chance. Meghan reached out to you in friendship and you swatted her hand away trying to co-sign with William, or just because you're a mean girl. Like, for instance, right there, that famous scene where they were going out to greet the crowds, and everyone could see that Meghan was not her usual poised and elegant self. She seemed like a little scared rabbit facing down. I mean, this looked like some scene out of the Jim Crow era where you have these crowds of white faces looking at this black woman and staring down at her. Now, to be fair, most people were cordial and friendly, but it's only the bad apples that we recall, like that one lady rolling her eyes and turning her head. There was a lot of hate in that crowd, and that hate was created for the benefit of William and Kate. Kate benefited in over time from that hate. That was to her benefit. It was a vehicle to make her seem better as a person, to make her seem intelligent and trustworthy. And she was a part of that. And at any given time, she could have shown solidarity to Meghan without even saying a word. They know how to do that when they want to. But instead, her way of responding to all of the vitriol and hate was to openly mock Meghan by dressing like Meghan, gesturing like Meghan, doing everything she could to demonstrate that Meghan is gone and has been replaced by the English Rose. We've seen that play out in real time. So I'm sure some people are in a very forgiving mood. I cannot speak for the Sussexes, but I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. Plotting and scheming, the both of them. Both of them plotting and scheming. Both of them playing the long game. One more adept than the other, as evident by the fact that she is now queen. And the other, well, her mama had to help her. If it wasn't for her mama, she never would have gotten as far. And even there, just turning and smiling as a gesture of good faith might have done something. But instead, like a lot of people in her situation, she was co-signing with William. Not that she has the heart or the character to show any kindness or consideration anyway. She has had a very long history of striking out against women in the same space that she's in. Anybody who looks like competition or anyone who just seems better is a threat. Stephen Black, as I live and breathe, it's been a while. Let them tell us one time that Kate has taken up for Meghan. Next, miss me with that crap. Thank you very much, Stephen Black. I believe you speak for everyone present. Exactly. Stephen Black speaks for everyone present. I don't know that anybody who feels otherwise would find themselves on Royal Sussex. So, yes, miss me with that one. And then, of course, there was this scene. All of those witches huddled up on one side. Kate had to get behind. And you know, Kate is not one for standing in the rear. However, not only did she make sure that she was as far away from Meghan as possible, so not to contaminate her image with that of that foreigner, that woman of color, let me scoot over here and get behind Camilla and Sophie. That was a strategic move to demonstrate contempt, to isolate, to send a message to her supporters that she's not our sort. That was done on purpose. And Sophie, the bankrupt, the bankrupt PR expert, the woman who ran her company into the ground and exposed the royal family to ridicule and what was the fake chic? You know, I could never remember which came first. Was it Sarah Ferguson that tried to give access to the royal family with a fake sheet that went first, or was it Sophie? Either way, you would think that Sophie should be smarter than that. After all, she's a PR expert. And not only that, she badmouthed the family, brought shame to the family. Embarrassing. Everybody thought Sophie was the second coming until all of a sudden the tabloids started showing pictures that she was somehow involved or near or had proximity to a topless party. Some of that baking soda like Uncle Gary passes around to people. All of that stuff. Just as messy as she could be. And then, of course, Kate, the yacht girl. The only way to permanently put to rest the idea that Kate is not good enough to be there was to use that opportunity that wandered into her life, Rachel Meghan Markle, also known as Meghan Markle, today the Duchess of Sussex. She seized the opportunity and even allowed people to believe that Meghan made Kate cry, weaponizing a white woman's tears against a black woman, something that has seen many people lose their lives, threatened, attacked, both publicly and privately attacked. And yet she benefited from that narrative and did nothing to set the record straight, nothing at all. And she was not helpless. She knows how to send the message whenever she wants, but instead, she went on the attack and she elevated her status by the destruction of Meghan's character. And she was part of the duo that bullied the Sussexes out of the United Kingdom. And she was very satisfied and pleased with herself having done so. And this is what she was teaching to her daughter that day. You could see that wide-eyed, confused Charlotte looking at Aunt Sophie, realizing that her mother was not behind her, not beside her, but over in the corner of the entryway. She goes and retreats to the corner, lest she's seen to show any type of consideration to Meghan, who was actively being bullied by all three of them, the courtiers, and everybody else in that institution. All she had to do was stand by her side, and she chose not to. She made a choice right there to isolate Meghan on the world stage so that everybody would get the message that she's not good enough and she deserves what she gets. She did that deliberately. One of the people on social media mentioned at the time, no beekeeper net, no flowers and bows, no flashy jewelry, and yet Meghan looks the most gorgeous and stylish, shining in pure elegance, simplicity, and high fashion. And that's the name of that tune. So once again, I say, Meghan Markle needs to speak loud in defense of Kate Middleton after family photo crisis. I ask, why would she? Why should she? Why should she make it her business to send a lifeline to someone who sat in her gilded cage, who lavished the life that was given to her just because of an accident of birth, born to an air hostess and an airport dispatcher who managed to convince people to buy party pieces, right? And she had that very ambitious mother who pushed and propelled her in directions that most people wouldn't have, but her mom did that for her, taking her out of one school and putting her into another just to make sure that William trips over her in the night. He tripped and fell, and she fell right into the royal family. And so she got what she wanted. Meghan is gone. Like Harry said, we will leave, and therefore you all can have all the front pages, right? Remember Harry said that? We'll go, and you can have everything. As a matter of fact, you all can keep the titles. They said, no, no, no. We want you to have the titles because the title is part of the Coke versus Pepsi, right? As long as they can get people to choose one over the other, they had to have Meghan keep that title. Plus, we couldn't have two princesses of Wales, right? The Princess of Wales and Prince Henry of Wales, which of course we all would have just said Princess Meghan. They didn't want that. So they made sure that she kept that title. Uneasy lies the head. And there it is. That's what it was all about in the first place. She didn't give a toss about Meghan or anybody else for that matter. It's just social climbing your way to getting that glittery hat on your head. But that's a mean girl. Don't get it wrong. That is a cruel individual who seems to have no conscience when it comes to other women. We have even seen her openly flirting with men in front of their wives. We've seen that. Now, got a little soundbite for you. Just so you know that this is not lost on younger people, the people that they hope will continue this never ending support for the royal family, for the monarchy. You got to hear this one. You got to hear this one. It's lovely.
The Oprah interview, because you are ignoring some serious red flag. This is not a Meghan or Kate thing, and the internet is not bullying Kate. It's never been a Meghan or Kate thing. This was always a protect William thing. This is about the crown. We live in Game of Thrones, guys, and I'm so bored of seeing the papers say, leave Kate alone. They never said that about Meghan. This isn't coming from a place of bullying Kate. This is coming from a place of deep concern. Do you trust an institution that did this to Meghan?
I share this because there's so many people who are afraid to voice that they need help. And I know personally how hard it is to not just voice it, but when you voice it, to be told no.
Okay. Okay. There you go. This is not a Meghan or a Kate thing. This is a protect Willie thing. It's really not about the two of them. However, we are not going to forget the role that Kate played in the character assassination of the Duchess of Sussex. We ain't gonna forget that. But it all started with protecting Willie. This whole photo thing started with protecting Willie. And so in that case, Kate's situation is collateral damage. It's collateral damage. In the long run, they're trying to protect William. They don't really care about Kate. Kate is expendable. Women that marry into that family are usually discarded, emotionally, sometimes physically discarded when they're no longer necessary. And that's what Kate was fighting to get into. She wasn't necessarily there for William. She was there for what was supposed to be a free ride for life, right? Not just for herself, but for her family. But the price was very high for all of that. You see, Meghan showed up with money. Meghan showed up with a high net worth. She showed up with a fine education, work experience, and a Rolodex of contacts that anybody would be proud to have, right? Meghan knew a lot of people before she got there. It wasn't who she met when she got there. She had already cultivated relationships. She had a network of very strong women, starting with her mother, but she had a network of very strong women that she could rely upon. And they did everything they could to try to take that away from her, to try to isolate her, which is what's happened to Kate. She's isolated now. Even her own mother could not help her if she wanted to. So this is one of the photos that they posted. Sad Kate, poor Kate, being bullied by everybody on social media. That is a lie. They don't get the point. They're not getting the point. There are people that are just pointing out the sharp difference between the way Meghan was treated and the way that everybody is running to protect the English Rose. Everybody is making sure that she's safe. Everybody's holding her up, taking her hand, putting their arms around her, and emotionally holding her tight so that she knows that somebody is there for her. In other words, the complete opposite of the experience that Meghan had during the worst possible times. There was nobody there for her. People saw this play out day after day in the tabloids, and nobody was there to help her. And the same tabloids that are condemning Kate right now are also saying, help Kate. Nobody's forcing them to talk about these photos. But it has gotten so far into the news cycle that I was looking through social media and I saw local television stations speaking about that photo. This is a very vulnerable time for that institution. They'll survive it, but it's a very vulnerable time because somebody has pulled back the curtain and they found a very simple individual, somebody who has little power, little intelligence, but they're pulling all these levers. And I think we saw that on The Wizard of Oz, right? The great Oz was just this simpleton behind the scenes that was pulling all the strings. Someone of very modest intelligence, a little bit of a flim-flammer, if you ask me, but yet nonetheless powerful, was behind the scenes pulling those levers of power. That's what they're afraid of, is that people are going to find out that it really ain't worth fighting for. They are fighting out of a sense of obligation, not because of any great attributes that makes him exceptional in this world. Simple-minded, simpleton. Anyway, baby brain is under attack, so they say. It's not really an attack. She's not being bullied, but people have had their eyes open, and it's like a train wreck. You can't look the other way. You just gotta see what's going to happen. Beverly McCaskill say for the last 2 days, the NBC stations has been talking about it. I just turned them off. CBS spoke on it yesterday, and that was enough for them. Yeah, they're all talking about it. And the tabloid media has been trying to mislead people by saying that, oh, you know, everybody does it, just a simple mistake, blah, 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 blah. Let's see here. Let me see. Samantha should foot the bill. Yeah, somebody's going to have to give up their trailer. Kate thought she was more than an air maker. She should have paid attention. What happened to Diana? Yeah, they lured her into a false sense of security. You know, William really did start off standing up for her. He really did. But instead of standing up for her, seemed like he's turned against her. Okay, you know what? I got so much more that I need to cover, so let me keep it moving. So right here, there's a deranger, just the future queen driving her children to school as she or William do every day. Now that deranger is referring to this photo. You know, this photo of Kate is one of those photos that was taken on the Windsor estate. They don't usually get papped. The paparazzi do not bother them on that Windsor estate. But somehow it was prearranged that someone would take the photo at the most opportune moment so that it can be shared in all the papers. This way, Kate, who was not invited to go to Balmoral, could make sure that her presence was known. You know, she ain't no fool. William left her behind for a reason. William didn't want her to go, so she wasn't there. She could have gone, but she didn't want to. Or should I say, he didn't want her to. She was left behind. But whenever she felt out of it, she felt like, I'm not a part of this. I'll see about that. And then they arranged for this photo, allegedly. The same way somebody arranged for that photo on the right side. If that is Kate Middleton, I don't think she was the one who arranged it. It could have been a mother. It could have been one of the courtiers. Somebody else put them up to this. But I don't think that she would do that because she's not looking her best. But then again, it is a possibility that she had everything to do with it. I mean, take a look at the photo on the right. This happened before. There's no reason to believe it wouldn't happen again. Amber Rowan, let's see. Whoop, whoop. Becky's tear alert. Whoop, whoop. Thank you, Amber. Yes, there is a Becky tear alert. A Becky tear alert. Hazel Jones says Gail King interviewed Tina Brown, and Tina threw KP under the bus. She said there is no picture. There was a composite. I'm sorry, that was a composite. Also out the Queen had bone cancer in a wheelchair and was seen. Okay. Oh, I got to see that interview. That must have been, yeah, I got to see that one. Thank you. I'm going to have to see that one. Thank you for that. Okay. So this is how the year started off. In January, Kate's secret strength. Now, if you are new to the Sussex Squad, or if you're new to all of this royal coverage, let me tell you what we call it. We call it keening season. You know how you're keen to do something? K-E-E-N, keen. Kate's keening season. That was something I learned from Celebici, one of my favorite sources for news, Celebici. They call it the keening season. And that means at the start of the year, they start talking about what Kate's going to do. Kate's going to do this. Kate's going to split the atom. Kate's going to cure a disease. Kate is going to walk on the moon. Kate. Kate is keen to do this. Kate is keen to learn that. Keening season. So this was the start of the keening season. Kate's secret strength. Behind the scene, Princess Kate is tougher than she appears. How the future queen is wielding her power and navigating royal family scandals. Dun, dun, dun. Mighty Kate, wielding her power and navigating royal scandals. Well, that was on January the 8th, 2024. By January the 17th, we found out that Kate was in hospital. Not the hospital, that's too American, but just hospital. And even though that makes me sound like a character from a Charlie Chan short, I have to say it the way they said it, hospital. Y'all know that was driving me crazy. Kate's in hospital. Well, and from there, you have the royals in turmoil. By March the 18th, 2024, is that 18th? Yeah, they dated that the 18th. So I guess the weekend in the 18th. You have royals in turmoil. Rumors surrounding Kate's recovery. King Charles' cancer causes more concern. Prince William's last-minute absence raised his eyebrows. The rift deepens between Harry and William. You know, you got to throw one of the Sussexes in there, even if Harry ain't got nothing to do with it. I don't even know why they brought that up. But that is how it started, Kate's secret strength. And how does it continue? Royals in turmoil. I guess they had no idea how bad things were about to turn. But somehow things changed. Chef Sandy Love, thank you so much for the super sticker, and thanks for being a member of Royal Sussex. And Valerie Serg, thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you for being here on Royal Sussex. Now, take a look there. Kate Middleton is pictured leaving Windsor Castle with William as she heads for a private appointment. Now, I've heard people say doctor's appointment. They never said doctor, they just said private appointment. While he makes his way to Westminster Abbey amid furor over manipulated picture. Is that Kate Middleton? I mean, how could we believe that that's Kate Middleton, seeing that the photo right next to it is noted as to have 17 different points of manipulation? Now, study that photo right there. Kate Middleton in the passenger seat behind the, actually, in the rear passenger side seat. Let me get that right. William in the rear driver's side seat, right? Remember, they drive on the other side there. So Kate just so happens, because see, the way the story goes is that there was someone who was in Windsor or wherever they were, in Windsor, and they snapped a photo when they noticed this Range Rover headed their way. And they thought, oh, there's Prince William. They didn't realize that Meghan, I'm sorry, what am I saying, Meghan? They didn't realize that Kate was also in the vehicle. Win-win. Got us a picture of Kate. Maybe. Now, it's happening already. It is happening already. If you take a look at this, I couldn't share the video with you, but just throwing two pinces, just throwing my 2 pence into the ring right here is clearly the same photo. They need to just do better or just tell us what's going on. They need to just do better or just tell us what's going on. If you look at the photo on the left, I did the best I could to demonstrate, but this person is clicking on their computer. If you notice the photo on the left, that is a colorized, well, they tuned the color brighter so that you can see the image clearer, right? That's all they've done. The one on the right side appears to be an over the shoulder view of Kate Middleton, let's say at Royal Ascot or something, is some outdoor scene, the Buckingham Palace garden party, something, but it appears outdoors. Judy Mata said, Willie is so relaxed, we know it's not Kate. Hello, because otherwise William would be picking at the trim of the door like he did that other time, just picking at the trim of the door, trying to figure out what that little speck of matter was on the leather or wood or whatever. So yeah, you're right about that. He's too relaxed for that to be Kate. Thank you, Judy, and thank you so much for being a member. So as you can see, this person, they were clicking on their computer and they merged the two photos together. So I did my best to share how I saw it on the video. Number one, there's that photo layered on top of the image in the car. And then he fades that photo and allows the other image to come through. And then he brings it back out again to show you how if you merge them together, the outline is bang on accurate. See there? So there's the car at the top, and there's the one outdoors at the bottom. A very old photo because William actually looks somewhat attractive there. So you know that's an old photo. That's before he turned, what is the word I'm looking for?
Bitter. And, somebody needs to say it. Bitter. Bitter, bitter, bitter.
That was before he turned bitter, bitter, bitter. And then on the right side there, once again, now, I could see that. I could see the silhouette. Now, it almost seems like, okay, the ear, I'm going to say the ear seems to be more prominent in the car photo, right? that is an adjustment that may have been made, but I think the only thing that gives me trouble is the ear. Very similar though. The only thing that gives me trouble is the ear. It seems like I'm seeing a lot of the ear. So whether it is or isn't is hard to say. That's the only thing. Other than that, I would say, even though it's grainy and dark, seems pretty identical to me. What do you all think? Let me see. I can now see that outline clearly. Let me see. Do the image in the car have earrings? Well, what they were saying yesterday is that the earring was removed, but it seems like I see a dangly earring, but then again, I could see a button earring. So now, there's one more thing I could do. From yesterday, there was, let me see if I could find it from yesterday. Okay. Was it yesterday AM or PM? Because remember, we were on twice yesterday. So let's go here. Oh, yeah, it's right there. So they were saying that it could have been the nanny. Oh, there's a nice close-up. Now, see here, it doesn't seem like that white line that I see right there. You see that white line behind the ear? That doesn't appear to be an earring. That appears to be lighting of some sort. And here it says they used the Christmas Day photo. They erased her earrings. This is someone's opinion now. Her hat brim can clearly be seen, as can the top be seen obscuring the rectangle in the interior of the car. Then they added some noise to make it harder to discern the edits. The noise meaning the static appearance. They are really bad at this. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to do that. Oh, wait a minute. There we go. Didn't mean to do that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure. Let's see. Door and window lines don't match. I mean, this right here. Hi, Lucy Wynn. I didn't know you were here. This right here, those two images, I cannot say 100. That little like part next to the mouth, next to the chin, above the you know what I'm saying? That little jowl. The jowl is more prominent in that car photo. Is more prominent. I don't know if it's the issue of the lighting. And also, you know what? I just realized, I think that's Harry standing there too. I think that's Harry standing right there. Oh, I don't know, you guys. I'm not sure now. I'm not sure. I don't think it's Kate at all. Lisa D says, I don't think it's Kate at all. The problem is they can't match the meta to the photograph. The outlets know it's been altered. Willie purposely swayed at Commonwealth Service. Okay. Only Edwina and Ford Fiesta bowed and curtsied. Oh, really? I didn't even notice that. just saw the man called Trevor saying that Samantha's side. Oh, Trevor. I'm sorry. Okay, thank you. Okay. All right. So let me continue here. Now, here is, and by the way, thank you to the squatty that sent me this. Here is a very, very well highlighted image of that zipper thing that we spoke about yesterday and maybe the day before. And of course, that was where I pointed out that you could see that this face, that hair, that turtleneck definitely did not belong on whosever body that was. That was something that was added. And as you can see here, that horizontal line that I mentioned yesterday, see how the hair doesn't even match. That's even better than the one that I did because I didn't notice it on mine. Oh, now I do. Now I do. I could see it. See the arrow on the left side? I could see where that hair comes out too far. They did mention that, and I didn't know what they were talking about. But now I see it. Now I see it. Very interesting. And of course, pay no attention to the shiny object over there. What do they always say? Return to the scene of the memorial service. Thomas Kingston's funeral devastated Prince William. Don't forget, he called off when they announced Thomas Kingston was dead. But not because of that, of course. Devastated Prince William leads mourners as financier laid to rest. Prince William attended the funeral of Lady Gabriella Kingston's late husband, Thomas Kingston, with Prince and Princess Michael of Kent, the Duke of Kent, and Princess Alexandra also present. Really? Really? Nizigat, thank you so much for the super sticker, and thank you so much for being here. Yeah, so it says Prince William attended the funeral of Lady Gabriella Kingston's late husband, Thomas Kingston, with the Prince and Princess Michael of Kent, the Duke of Kent, and Princess Alexandra present. Prince William led the royal family today at the funeral of Thomas Kingston, the late husband of his friend and close relative of Lady Gabriella Windsor, financier and former hostage negotiator. Mr. Kingston, the husband of Prince and Princess Michael of Kent's daughter, died from a catastrophic head injury, and a gun was found near his body. An inquest into his death heard. The 45-year-old was found dead by his father at family Gloucestershire home after Kingston had lunch with his parents and gone for a walk on February 25th. His body was later discovered in a locked outbuilding after he failed to return. Prince William, 41, was reported to have been shocked and devastated at the news. Royal sources said Mr. Kingston was well liked within royal circles and had known many of the younger royals for years. At 10:30 a.m. today, the private service family service was held at the Chapel Royal at St. James, followed by a reception at St. James Palace. Mr. Kingston's coffin was brought from the chapel of Kingston Palace, accompanied by close family. The congregation of around 140 people were close family and friends of Lady Gabriella and the Kingstons, among them the Prince of Wales, the Prince and Princess Michael of Kent, blah, 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 Duke of Kent, Alexandra, yeah. The King and Queen, who previously sent their most heartfelt thoughts and prayers to Gabriella and the Kingston family, were unable to attend the service. Charles is undergoing continued treatment for cancer or something like that. while Camilla had already committed hosting a reception at Buckingham Palace in the morning. The palace sources said a larger scale memorial service for Mr. Kingston is likely to be held in due course. The Princess of Wales was also absent as she continues to recover following abdominal surgery, or whatever it was, in January, and is not expected to return to royal duty until after Easter, or 9 months later. Kensington Palace was left reeling this week after the princess admitted, okay, they're just going over that again. So there you go. Who knows what that really is about, right? Pamela, thank you so much for the super sticker. Thank you, Baron and mods, for all you do. I'm so appreciative and happy to be a squatty. Just wanted to shout out that out. Just wanted to shout that out. Thank you very much, and thank you so much for watching Royal Sussex. And Judy Matasset has a super sticker that says, William will really sway tonight. Just saying. Yeah, having to be there for his friend, who of course was not the reason why he called off for his godfather's memorial service. As a matter of fact, if I recall, Rebecca English said that that wasn't the reason why he called it off. Richard Eden. Oh gosh, there was like at least 5 of those royal reporters who told us something we didn't ask about in the first place. And that's that William did not call off at the last minute, even though he was just 5 minutes drive away from the St. George Chapel, just 5 minutes away. But that wasn't, and you know what? I don't think it was 5 minutes. I'm going to tell you guys this one more time. William lives at Windsor Castle. He's not living in Adelaide Cottage, allegedly. He does not live at Adelaide Cottage. He has an apartment at the Windsor Castle. I'm just saying. Allegedly, possibly. I don't think he lives at Adelaide Cottage. So he wasn't 5 minutes away. He was more like a 1 minute walk from the main part of the castle over to the chapel, where you have to go past that little dinky gift shop, right? So you've heard it here first. He does not live in that little shack. That was something that he set aside for Kate. To all the side pieces, never give up on your dreams. I repeat, to all the side pieces, never, ever give up on your dreams. As a matter of fact, keeping up with the royal mistresses, that was one of the proposals for next season on Bravo. Rather than go with the usual stuff, they thought it might be fun to cast some of the royal women, you know, Penny Natchbull, Camilla Parker Bowles, and also Rose Hanbury. Of course, this is all alleged. We don't know that anybody, well, except for Camilla, we know she was a mistress. Was it mistress or mattress? Maybe I got her in the wrong category because this is royal mistresses, not royal mattresses. Yeah, I think I think I made a mistake. Camilla was supposed to be auditioning for a show called Royal Mattresses, not Royal Mistresses. My bad. My bad. Thank you, Boo Boo. Okay. Let me see here. And of course, this photo, which I don't know why they don't have it at the Royal Portrait Gallery. or should I, what is it? I'm sorry, the National Portrait Gallery. This should really go to the National Portrait Gallery. It deserves its place in the sun, but not too much sun. We don't want it to fade. We want those colors sharp. That way, when you watch those daggers coming out of their eyes, you can know exactly where they're coming from. Oh, this is a classic. This is like a Motown song. You never, ever get tired of it. Yep. I guess you say what would make Kate look her way. uh, I mentioned yesterday that the reason why that story didn't get much traction is because it was killed. They didn't want people talking about it. Dan Wooten back in 2019 was all prepared to, tell everybody about the whole thing. But unfortunately, it was suppressed. It was suppressed because they did not want people to talk about it. So, royal rival Kate Middleton has fallout with glamorous best friend and tells Prince William to phase her out. But the thing is, that was impossible because there's one thing that Rose has that Kate will never have, and that is blue blood. She's a blue blood. She's one of them. Kate is not. Kate is an outsider. Kate is a hanger-on. William, of course, wanted to marry a blue blood, but it was said that it was impossible because nobody wanted him. For as much as he had going for him, you never heard him referred to as the most eligible bachelor ever. I don't ever remember hearing that. It's possible, but I don't remember that. Nobody wanted William. The upper crust, the landed gentry would not hear of their daughters marrying into that family, especially if it meant they had to marry Willie. Never. So it did not happen. But yes, she's a blue blood. Kate is not. The Duchess of Cambridge views Rose Hanbury as a real rival, and the fallout is much worse than first thought. I'm sure it was, but there's no more fallout with that thing because, number one, we don't know that there ever was a relationship. This is all alleged. There has been no concrete proof. And until we see some actual proof, there's only speculation. And that doesn't hold enough water. But something happened. Something terrible happened. And it may have something to do with those four people. And, the guy right there, that's Rock Savage. That's Rose's husband. But something happened between the four of them. Don't know. But remember, the calls are coming from Kensington Palace. The calls are coming from Kensington Palace. And yesterday, I don't know how we had got on the topic, but we were discussing, how Kate always seems to kind of lay her head over to the side. And, it was because of the famous photo. And I said, well, at least they got that right because when they put that photo there, you have to remember to kind of tilt her head a little bit because she tends to do that by habit anyway, especially when she's very uncomfortable. And I compared it to the Andrea Doria listing in the North Atlantic just before it sank. The Andrea Doria began to list to starboard. So that's all. You remember, Kate was a yacht girl, and a yacht girl is always going to list to starboard. You're a great inspiration to Rose and me. Somebody had captioned this photo yesterday, and I decided to uh, add a little bubble chat to it. So I don't know what in the world he's talking about. If you understand what that means, please tell me because I don't get it. You're a great inspiration to Rose and me. What does that even mean? Oh, I just can't put my finger on it. You're a great inspiration to Rose and me. I don't get it. I don't get it. Oh, man. All right, let's move on from all of that stuff. Thank you, Kaboom and Archwell Foundation, for their continued support. And let's not forget the Sussex Squad, because remember, we also support it. A special thank you to Meghan Markle and Harry for helping us honor our 21, the Instagram post read. Um, isn't that cool? They didn't refer to him as Prince Harry, just Harry. I love that. You see, that just goes to show how comfortable they are that they just called him Harry. Also, I want you to notice that that is a local CBS affiliate right there, CBS 19. Just goes to show that locally, there were so many people excited about that visit that they're still talking about it today. Amber Rowan says, "You mean the royal mare?" The royal mare? What royal mare? You mean Wilbur? Wilbur? Thank you, Amber Rowan. Yes, that mare. That mare. Got it. That mare. That not just a mare, but a nightmare at that. Absolute nightmare. Oh, to all the side pieces, there's always hope. Oh, sorry. There we go. Thank you very much for the super chat. And alongside Uvalde CISD and the whatever that is, we completed our first play space build for the 2024, oh wait a minute, of 2024 at Dalton Elementary School as a partner in our 25 in 5 initiative. Oh, so that must mean 25 playgrounds within 5 years, I bet. So the 25, or is it 5 playgrounds by 2025? Oh, anyway, we're committed to working with the city of Uvalde to ensure every kid in Uvalde has a place to experience the joys of childhood. Oh, that's beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. And thank you all, Sussex Squad, for being a part of that. If you all recall, I think we all donated to the Kaboom, right? I think so. Gosh, we have donated so much though, I cannot keep up with it. But I am very sure we had a fundraiser for Kaboom. Yes, we did. Yes, we did. I forgot how much we raised. Was it 100,000? But anyway, thank you all for your contributions. And even if you were only able to share that link at the time, that by itself brought more interest to the cause. And somewhere along the line, more money was raised. So if you are feeling pressure because you're unable to donate to some of those fundraisers, you can always pass on that information so that others may have the opportunity to donate, maybe even donate in your behalf. And with that, you guys, I am done. I am done. Thank you all very much. And as usual, thank you to the Mod Squad for keeping this a very, very, very safe space. I'll probably build a shrine to you later or something. But thank you for keeping this a safe space. And thank you to everyone for your very thoughtful and generous contributions to Royal Sussex. Thank you for your likes and shares. Also, don't forget to dislike if you didn't like it. You could always hit the thumbs down. Oh, Jane Muller, thank you so much. Good night from Germany. I love that. Auf Wiedersehen. Auf Wiedersehen. Okay. Oh, thank you so much. Cookies and Cream says, everyone, please continue to pray for the Sussexes, each other, and the world. And that should be our last word for today. And as usual, whenever you see our queens, it is time to go. And y'all know what I mean. Okay. Anyway, y'all, I may or may come back for just a quick update later. We'll see. Because social media is red hot today. And I must admit, it is a guilty pleasure. I am enjoying this. I am really, really enjoying this. And the fact that our Duchess has been victorious over that hideous upstart is some of the best news I've heard in a while. So thank you. Oh, Sonia Johnson, thank you for saying that. I really appreciate it. Ethan's husband, didn't know you were here. Thank you so much for being here. Let's see, the Aristos saw how Diana was treated and decided, not my daughter. Exactly. I don't think Willie could have paid anybody to marry him. They just were not interested. They were not interested. Oh, Gwendolyn Lindsay says, would love to know what the nanny saw, why she no longer works for Will and Kate. You know, I didn't know she was gone until someone mentioned it the other day. I'm like, really? Really? And remember, they said that, what was it? The Spanish media, which remember the nanny is from Spain. The Spanish media said that they had unimpeachable proof. That's the nanny, by the way, that they stand behind the story that they, when they said that Kate was in a coma. There are some people that believe that she's in a coma somewhere. But one thing's for sure, we have not seen her since Christmas Day. Oh, you know what, guys? I'll share that with you later. I had something else, but I'll share it later. I got to remember to do it. Oh, but it was brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Maybe tomorrow, maybe later. We'll see. But love you guys. Thank you so much. And we are going to cue the Ginger Avenger. And we're going to get out of here.